when we met, both of us were aiming to do. Both of us were within 3 IQ points of each other, and both of us had peed on men before.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the #1 sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good and the bad and the shocking stories of sugar dating. You're going to hear some shocking stories. I've got a couple in today before we get to them because they've already let me on a few things that I didn't absorb in the initial interview, but now that I hear it again, I'm like, oh man, I have so many questions. This is a couple that's in for Sugarpalooza VI, and we're going to get their thoughts on that, what they're expecting here in just a minute. And if you want to see behind the scenes photos and videos, all the good stuff, go to our Patreon. We'd love to have you as a member of our family. It's patreon.com/Secrets of a Sugar Daddy podcast. I'll have a link to it at the bottom of this episode, and it's on our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com. It's going to be a blast. People are already arriving. I've got somebody in already from Canada. 2 girls are coming in today from Australia, and the party's still a couple days away. So we are excited. This is going to be the biggest party ever, and I'm a little nervous because Shakira has been having some stage problems, but hopefully she's got those worked out. I know she's had to postpone a couple concerts, but we should have such a great time. You're going to want to see and hear all about it. Okay, let's just get to our guests because I have a lot of questions. I've got a couple in here. It's a sugar daddy, sugar baby, platonic relationship arrangement situation. And I have so many questions. You're going to want to hear this because this is unique. This is unlike anything that I have interviewed before, and it's pretty much unlike anything I've heard of. I'm sure there's other couples out there with a similar situation, but I just haven't encountered them. So welcome, Jackie and Andrew. And you are how old?
I'm 26.
You've got such a youthful look to you. Like, I'm sure you get that all the time.
Yeah. In spite of all the tattoos.
Yeah, you've got a very natural, kind of I guess you would say West Coast vibe to you.
It's funny because I'm a transplant.
Oh, really? From where?
The Midwest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you could fit in there too. No,
with a few less tattoos and piercings, maybe.
You've got a great natural look. I haven't met you in person until just now, but we've kind of got to know a little bit about your personality through the texting. You're in the group chats and all that. So,
oh yeah, super extroverted.
Right. Okay, Andrew.
Yes.
Are you originally from
Midwest?
You're from the Midwest too.
Yes.
We get a lot of Midwest people actually on the show. My co-host Amy was from Iowa. We get a lot of Chicago people. I guess that's all considered Midwest, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how long have you lived in
34 years.
Okay, and you said you're 66? Yes. About to turn 67. Where do we even begin with this? I guess I need a little more background from both of you, but let's start with Jackie. Now, Jackie, you're a lesbian.
I am.
Self-proclaimed lesbian.
Gold star.
Okay, let's dive into this a little bit. I had all these notes I was going to kind of go through an interview process with you, but we're almost throwing these out the window. All right, Jackie. So at what point in your life did you realize you weren't attracted to men?
When I was in high school, I kind of felt like I should be attracted to men, but I realized very quickly that anything so much as holding hands with guys felt very uncomfortable to me. And so I figured out pretty quickly that I didn't want to push anything past that. From then, I kind of had my first girlfriend and realized I did really like her in a way that...
What age was your first girlfriend?
I believe I was either 16 or 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was always girl crazy I can remember from first grade, second grade, I was just enamored and entranced by these girls. And then I kind of had a hold hands type girlfriend in 5th, 6th grade. I think maybe I got my first kiss in 8th grade, and then, started dating pretty heavy in high school. Did you go through any of that?
No, I didn't have sex until I was 20. And
Sex with a girl?
yes, I've only had sex with women or other people with
You've
vaginas.
never had sex with a man?
No, I'm a gold star lesbian in the community. That means I've never had, penis in my vagina.
Really?
Basically.
No
Yeah.
curiosity?
Not really. They kind of look like little aliens. I don't really want
No, they're
that up
not
in
pretty
me. Yeah,
by
they
any
look like
means.
they're going to burst out of my chest from like Sigourney Weaver. It's like not it.
And if you guys know that reference. Yeah. You know what? That's pretty accurate, actually.
I'm sure you don't want it in you either. I feel similarly.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, you seem pretty feminine. You don't...
No, yeah. I like feeling pretty. I like modeling. I model for Andrew internationally and domestically.
So you do nude landscape modeling?
Yes, both studio and landscape, nude modeling and other types of modeling as well. Not professionally, but yeah.
Okay,
so
and you're dating somebody right now?
I have a fiance.
You have a
who's
fiance?
a former sugar baby.
Okay. How old
He
is your...
looks so confused right now, audience.
This is a situation that is out of my element because I'm not wired that way. So I'm actually more curious.
Yeah.
The questions are going to be from, how do I wrap my mind around this, right? Because I'm so girl crazy, and
Yeah.
the girl I'm with is so man crazy and boy
Yeah.
crazy, right? I'm just used to that dynamic.
Yeah.
And she's actually played around with other girls, and she finds other girls attractive.
Mm-hmm.
But if push comes to shove and she can only choose one, she's going with a man.
Well, that's the other upside is my relationship is open. So neither of us do have to choose only one play partner to spend time with. Which
So
is,
do you have relations with other women?
Yes, I do. I have other play partners. They're not really girlfriends, but we do mostly fetish play.
Where do you meet them?
FetLife. Yeah.
Okay. That's a very popular place. So are you on Seeking?
I was on Seeking. I didn't meet Andrew on Seeking. He had seen me on Seeking and then reached out to me via Reddit.
All right. I'm so confused here. Okay.
Let him answer some questions.
Well, we're going to get to him. I've got a lot to explore with you. What did you know about Seeking?
I knew mostly things that my fiance had told me, who we're calling Poe. Poe had talked to me about their experience on Seeking. And from there, since we were open, they were like, try it out, go have fun. And I
What
did
were
join.
you hoping to find?
I've done a lot of play as a dominatrix for men, not, traditional sex, but definitely sexually charged environments. And I, figured I'd try it out, see if there was any demographic that was interested in that represented on Seeking. And I found, a bit of success. I'm not it's not my priority to sugar date, I guess. I find connections when they're natural and when they fall into my lap. But I've since deactivated Seeking with the new changes.
When did you get on there?
It was shortly before I met you. When was that?
December 2023.
Okay. So it must have been November or September of 2023.
Okay. So let's say a year and a half ago. And how long were you on it?
Until about a month ago.
Okay.
On and off.
You had a good year and a half
Yeah.
or so on Seeking.
Yeah.
What kind of response were you getting from the men? Because I know what traditionally it's all about, but there's all kinds of guys with fetishes on there, and you can find almost anything you're looking for.
No, absolutely. I found that in my searching, I was very overt and very straightforward in my profile about my situation, at least straightforward enough that someone with access to Google could figure it out. I mean, I use terms like gold star lesbian, which I think if you plug it in Google, you can figure out what's going on there.
You put that in your profile?
Absolutely. It used to not be censored.
Yeah.
And they've since, that's why I kind of pulled my profile from Seeking, is I'm no longer allowed to represent myself authentically. And because of that, I don't get the attention that's a match with the attention I want to be receiving from people. And it becomes frustrating and a little uncomfortable for me to constantly fend off people who want things that just aren't a match with what I'm looking for in life.
Okay. Were you open to anything sexual besides penetration?
I've had men eat me out before.
Okay.
So definitely people who have like worship fantasies, stuff like that. My stipulation with that is that they have to shave. They have to be without facial hair because I don't like the itchy scratchies.
Oh, gotcha.
But I've had that happen a couple of times.
A lot of men have.
Yeah.
They love going down on a woman.
Yeah, so that was part of things that I was, open to. I've done pegging. So that's definitely a type of sex. Like nobody's going to call that not sex. I'm the top instead of being the bottom, like with most, traditional heterosexual relationships or arrangements or whatever.
I've actually met some lesbians on Seeking. One of them, I end up having maybe a 1.5, 2-year relationship with. And it was just her giving me blowjobs. She said she absolutely loved doing that.
Oral fixation, huh?
Yeah, she loved it, and I do too. So
Gotcha.
That made a great little fun relationship, and we saw each other for I think 1.5, 2 years. But she had her girlfriend, her committed relationship, and her girlfriend knew about it, and obviously her girlfriend couldn't provide that for her, so she let her live out that part.
Yeah, I pretty much figured out I didn't want to do oral on people with penises because I had tried oral on strap-ons before, and just the physical sensation of like the jaw aching and the things in your mouth for extended period of time was so just deeply uncomfortable. Not in like in a sexual like I'm appalled at it way, just in a way where I was just like, oh, I came out of this like feeling like I had a workout that wasn't even like productive.
Yeah. All right. How did you hear about the podcast?
I think I had heard of it kind of on like tangentially in communities before because I was on Reddit in the communities. But then my dear companion here was the one who really got me into it and had me join the Patreon and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
We're going to talk to Andrew now because I'm trying to piece this thing together. This is a wild puzzle.
It's not as bad as you think.
Okay. All right. So give me a little bit of your background. You're now in your mid-60s. Mm-hmm. Have you been married before?
No. Close once.
Close once. How's your dating life been?
Up and down.
Up and down.
Yeah. So up and down would be a good way to do it.
Where were you meeting girls? Or how are you trying to meet girls?
Well, with several charities.
Okay.
And you meet women there. And
picking up the chicks at the charity, huh?
And also work.
Yeah. So, yeah. Are you retired? Are you still working?
I retired 8 years ago.
Okay. Do you consider yourself a wealthy man?
I'm comfortable.
Okay. Well, wealthy is an objective term. Yeah. I talk about it all the time. People would call me wealthy if they saw my net worth, but I don't have a lot of cash in my pocket because it's always out there working in real estate and stuff.
I'm set for life.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Including being able to pay for... I have 3 sugar babies.
You have 3 sugar babies.
I'm just the most special.
Okay. So how long have you been on Seeking and how did you find it?
I joined Seeking in 2008.
2008. That's really early in the Seeking life.
And the women used to be able to say how much money they want for
they used to be able to put your, like your allowance ranges and stuff.
10,000 to 20,000 and 20,000 plus. And
yeah, right.
But I never met anybody.
Yeah.
Didn't try until somewhere in the 2017, 2018. My niece told me that a friend of hers had been on this website and was having the time of his life.
I would say that I looking back at the last 9 years, it's been the time of my life too.
Oh, it's been my time of my life also. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So I started meeting women then. She's the longest, 1.5 years, but I had several close to a year.
Okay. And you told me you have some international sugar babies?
I had.
Had. Okay.
I've met women in London, in Copenhagen, Copenhagen was only one date. Vienna, Paris.
Yeah. Are you a world traveler? Do you travel a lot?
I travel 6 months a year.
You do?
Yeah.
I'm very envious of you.
I have a great life.
Yeah. Good for you. So, I'm hoping one day that I can reap the rewards of my hard labor and do that soon.
Having a pension helps a lot.
Having a pension? Yeah, that is nice. Okay, so how did you guys meet?
I had favored her on Seeking that morning.
You favorited her.
I favorited her.
You saw her profile and you went, there's something about this girl that I
Right.
really like.
Because I like really, really, really smart women.
You could tell she was smart from her profile?
Absolutely.
Well, good job on...
I've been helping some of the girls in the
constructing
chat
your
with
profile.
the profiles too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to contract you out for some services. Yeah, Lily and I are getting swamped.
So, but then she wrote a post in SLF, and I responded to her post, and we traded email all day. And I drove the 90 miles. We live 90 miles apart. I drove the 90 miles apart that night and took her out to dinner
That night?
That night.
What'd
That
you
night.
think of that, Jackie?
Oh, I loved it. I like the idea of, I mean, so many people, especially in, sugar and in kink circles, which are the circles that I've run in, are just flakes. People just flake on you. And
lot of
I get
flakiness,
invested.
yeah.
I get invested. I'll start talking to someone, and if we click, especially personality wise, I'm very sapiosexual. If I connect with someone, I really want to make sure I at least get a chance to test chemistry in person. And so I've become quite jaded myself, entering new text situationships with potential people. I loved that we immediately just met up, because then we were able to see that, yeah, actually we do get along really well. And he brought me a gift. What did you bring me?
I brought her a vibrator.
You did? That's a very bold gift on the first date.
I said I didn't want flowers.
And she also told me what she wanted.
Yeah, I did.
You gave him a hint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like,
Was that the womanizer?
yeah, it was the one that sucked.
Yeah, the womanizer.
Oh,
yeah.
you like that one?
Oh, I love the womanizer. It's by far my favorite vibrator in the world.
Speaking of sucking, do you like when men go down on you?
I don't mind it.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
they're really good. Like we tout the course OMG, yes. You subscribe to it?
He bought it. He shared it with me.
It's
Both of us
good,
took
isn't it? It's interactive. What are your thoughts of it? I haven't talked about it in a while, but I still recommend it highly.
It was a little hard to get into first because the very beginning ones were a little, I don't know, but the advanced stuff is awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And I love how they film video of women testimonies of like 63% of the women enjoy this technique or this method.
Yep.
But not all of them. So you've got to learn different techniques and methods and kind of read the woman and talk about it. And
It's so visually, it is explicit. It has genitalia, it has, breasts and stuff. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it is very educational. It's not pornography.
It's
educational
very classy.
material.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's very evident that it's meant for you to learn how to do a skill rather than for you to jerk off while you watch it. I love that.
Yeah.
No, it's great. That's great.
So if you guys want to experience that program like we all have, it's on our website. It's at the very top. You just click on it. That way we get credit for it. I get a whole $15 if you buy it. It's a one-time purchase too. That's what I love. It's not a subscription. It's a one-time purchase. Very affordable. And let me tell you, your woman or your partner or whatever will definitely reap the benefits of it. And then you're going to be looked at as like this marvelous person that's pleasing them the way that they want to be pleased. So it's great. Let's get back to this. All right. So you guys met. You brought her a vibrator. Did you like it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was good?
It was black and gold, which are my colors.
It was everything you thought it was be.
Oh, it was. I already had a previous model of like a similar one, but this was like upgraded in a fancier version.
Now, are you the type of person that uses the vibrator on the outside of your vagina, or do you insert it?
Oh, the womanizer is purely external. It's a clitoral stimulation
so it's
device.
just
Honestly, if I'm going to masturbate, I always use a clitoral suction vibrator. Personally.
All right. Okay. So Andrew,
Yes,
you've never had sex
with her.
with Jackie,
Yes,
but you guys have been together for a year and a half,
and we have traveled internationally.
and you travel together. Well, I guess that takes off a lot of tension when you travel. You can really just enjoy the trip.
Yeah. I mean, he's my best friend besides my fiance.
So you guys have really formed this incredible bond,
Yep.
even though it's a non-sexual relationship.
Yep.
What do you think of all these people that say sugar dating is prostitution and you can call it what you want?
I think that people who are escorts can dual wield escorting and sugar baby if they want. I think that people who are not interested in sex whatsoever can be a sugar baby. I think that calling it prostitution is putting everything in one box that I think maybe they don't all belong in the same box together. But some people do it in a way that I think it can be likened very easily to prostitution. I think this is such a umbrella term.
It's so much more to it than that.
Exactly. It's too, is the word diminutive? I think the word's diminutive.
I think that works.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the biggest hater comment that we get. Like, we'll put out a video if I do a guest spot on somebody's podcast, and you read through the comments, and there are just so many haters, and they just, they call you a John, they call you a prostitute, they call it a prostitute, a high-end prostitute or whatever. And he's like, you can package it any way you want, but that's what it is. Don't be fooling yourself. And then I'm like, you have no idea. Here's a couple right in front of me that have a non-sexual sugar dating relationship arrangement style. I don't know.
Arrangement.
Whatever you call it.
Monthly allowance.
How often do you see her?
Sometimes we'll spend 2 weeks together in a row. I mean, when we travel, usually we see each other maybe 3 or 4 times a month for a weekend. No, for like a couple days.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, we just came back from Iceland and Netherlands.
You went to Iceland?
Yes.
How gorgeous is that?
It was amazing.
I want to go. I had some friends from my gym. They just got back. They said it was one of the most phenomenal trips that they've ever taken. And now all of a sudden it comes up on my Facebook and my Instagram, like photos from it and videos from it. It looks incredible.
Yeah, I did a bunch. I got naked a lot on cold rocks.
Oh, I bet.
Cold wind.
How cool is that?
It was fabulous.
The photos are gorgeous.
And you did the photos?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, did you do a book for her?
Yeah.
You got a book here.
That's Alaska.
That was Alaska.
Oh, you went to Alaska and did some nude outdoor modeling?
Yes. In winter too. Well, it was deep fall.
Yeah.
It felt like winter to me.
Yeah. You ever get any peepers, any observers?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But
sounds like you're
mean,
just a nudist at heart.
Yeah, I'm definitely an exhibitionist. I don't mind being naked, and I don't really mind being perceived being naked either. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's more of making sure I don't get in trouble for it. I won't do it in front of the wrong audience or whatever.
Right.
But I don't have a problem with being seen.
Okay, let's talk about your financial arrangement, because people want to know. These are the hard, deep questions that sometimes people dance around. How is your arrangement structured with her? Like a PPM allowance?
We're on allowance.
Okay, monthly, weekly?
It's a monthly allowance, about half of what I've given other women who I did have sex with.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is much more fulfilling.
Much more fulfilling.
We
Isn't that
switched.
interesting?
We switched to the allowance because we went on a trip that I took you. Well, he drove. Did you drive? Did we fly? We drove to San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh my
and
God,
it was 5 days or 6 days or something, and it was too long. I was like, this is ridiculous for a PPM. We should switch over to allowance. And so we did, and that's what we've been since.
Great. Yeah, it just makes it really easy.
It makes it real easy.
Yeah.
And not worry about it. If I'm gone for a month.
Yeah, and budgeting.
Yep.
For both of us, because both of us budget religiously.
So do you guys enjoy the Comic-Con scene?
Yes.
Oh my God, we're such nerds.
Did you dress up for it, Jackie?
I did. I wore a cat suit one day, and I dressed up as Kaylee from Firefly the other day.
There you go. What'd you dress up as?
I didn't.
No?
He's a little less flamboyant.
Well, I just happened to be in San Diego the weekend they had Comic-Con, so it was kind of crazy. We were down at Gaslamp Quarter, and all these people were exiting the convention center, and it was quite the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing, actually.
Some amazing creative people.
We went to the Dr. Horrible sing-along vlog, like panel where they do the sing-song together, and he put up with me singing in front of him.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
So what do you think of Jackie?
I'm enamored with her.
Yeah, she's really cute.
Yes, she's really cute. And she's bright and fun. And she stimulates my intellect and stimulates... Well,
She makes you feel young again.
Yep.
So,
and he's deeply patient.
yeah.
He's deeply patient.
Do you guys ever get any comments or looks when you're together?
Not that
we
often.
haven't.
No.
I did.
Like, you do look like her father.
Yeah. I took a previous Sugar Baby to the Eagles.
Okay.
And when I went to the restroom, the couple behind her said, "Are you safe?"
Oh my God, that happened to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard my story, but I took a girl to a concert. We're walking out of the venue. Another person grabs her, a lady grabs her and says, "Come with me to the bathroom. Are you okay?" Like, do I look like that big of a creep? I mean, I did have my arm around her and she was kind of falling asleep and I was just kind of massaging her shoulders. But I mean, we had been dating for a month. Like, it wasn't our first date.
I've had that a little bit with one of my other two sugar babies. Will only come to my house, to my home. She
wants to be more discreet.
She wants to, yes.
And you're fine with that, I'm sure.
Yeah, because they balance out.
Jackie provides what you need as far as the external stimulation, I guess. Yeah.
It sounds like an innuendo that it's not. That's very funny.
Yeah.
Recently, I've met a third girl. She's from out of state, so it's much harder.
Where's she from?
She's living in Chicago now.
Okay, so halfway across the country.
Yep.
How often do you see her?
Well, this will be the third time this month.
Oh, she's coming to Sugarpalooza?
Yes.
Why did you whisper that?
Because I'm not sure she wants it
She would
known.
like to be discreet. I've talked to her about this, and she wants to limit how much we talk about her in general.
Well, that's fine. Nobody's going to know who it is.
Yeah.
Wow, you're going to have to whisper to my ear who it is this time because I'm really curious. We have such a good bunch. What do you think's going to happen this week, and what are your expectations?
I don't have any expectations. I don't need another sugar baby. I just want to have a good time.
It's not about finding a sugar baby or hooking up. It's more just a celebration of the podcast and mingling with like-minded people. You're going to find a really amazing connection with most everyone.
Meeting other people I can talk to about it, although there's only one person in the world that doesn't know I have sugar baby, because she would be judgmental and I'd care. Besides that, my friends all know, my neighbors know.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
How do they know?
They wonder why I have so many attractive young women.
Yeah, they're like, wait a minute. What's this guy doing? Have all these hot women around?
Yeah. Well,
hey, I get the same thing, buddy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, he doesn't throw me under a trench coat as we go into his house.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
The guy who used to live across the hall from me was a successful director in Hollywood. And his girlfriend was 32 years younger and very, and had a career. Mm-hmm. She was 32 years younger, so he was paying for everything, though, for the most part.
Well, yeah. But like I talk about, I paid for everything for my wife. I paid for everything for a girlfriend. This is really, to me, it's no different of actually, it's just a better dynamic for me. It's
not even a male-female thing, I would say, because like for me, right now I pay 2/3 of the rent for me and my fiance. So, and this is part of what allows me to do that, which is nice.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
I do have more questions for Andrew, but really quick. You said that your fiance was an ex-sugar baby.
Absolutely.
You got to expand on that.
They were on Seeking. They sugar dated previous to...
Okay, now you're using pronouns they.
Yes, my fiance is genderqueer, uses they, them pronouns.
Okay, so it's a woman transition? You're going to have to give me the dynamic.
Yeah. When they were sugar dating, they presented as a woman.
They presented as a woman.
Tits and vagina and all that.
And they...
Yes.
And excuse me if I get these wrong.
No,
I'm not good with this shit.
You're doing your best.
They don't have tits now?
Correct. They got the money to actually pay for that surgery by sugar dating, which I think is kind of empowering in a fun way. It's not even the first person I've heard of doing that, actually.
Has there been any regret at all?
For the surgery? Absolutely not.
No?
No, they're super happy, like deeply happy with it. And I can tell that they're really just happy where they're at. And before they were just kind of aimless, I guess.
What do they think about you coming to this party?
I told them actually, because they got back from a trip and I was just about heading out because we're mostly ships in the night this month. And I told them, maybe I won't go. Maybe I'll just stay home with you and we'll spend time. And they go, you have to go to the party. You have to go see Shakira. You have to go meet the sugar babies. So I think they definitely are enthusiastic about me kind of living this. And I bring the stories home like little dead birds. I drop them at the doorstep. I go like, goodness. Oh, you know what happened? the XYZ and it's fun. It's
So
fun.
what are your expectations this weekend?
Hang with the girls, hang out. Got a couple things I have to do work-wise, but besides that, just have a good time. Try not to get alcohol poisoning,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah, I put out a video actually to the group, basically to pace yourself. Don't go all out on night one. I've seen it happen, and then they're basically hungover and sick, and they don't really get to enjoy night two very much. Just pace yourself. It's going to be a long weekend, and you're going to want to enjoy every bit of it. Now, your personality and your situation's a little off the beaten path of most of the girls. Do you think that's going to be an issue, or do you think you're going to get along fabulously?
I'm very much a person that finds a couple people that I really like and I kind of latch onto them. That's kind of my personality type. That's why, we ended up, I think you're very similar. Your name's Andrew, right? Hell yeah. His name's Andrew. And we're very similar in that regard. We kind of form these very intense emotional connections and psychological connections with people. So I'm really hoping to find, a couple really best friend material people from the party that I just really connect with. And I'd be okay with not having, I'll meet everyone at the party, but I'd be okay with not having everyone end up like my closest confidant, I'm okay with,
Yeah, no, you're going to walk away with somebody that you really vibe with. Everybody does, maybe multiple people, but we have got personalities, as you can see from the group chats, and they can get a little edgy at times, but we've got personalities from all over the world. We've got white, we've got black, we've got Asian coming, we've got Hispanic, we've got them all, right? As many, we pretty much tried to accept most everyone that applied without much vetting. Now, there was a few that unfortunately didn't make the cut just because I ran out of tickets, but it wasn't anything about their personalities or any of their background. It's just they may have applied late or their situation just didn't work out. But we tried to accept most everybody that applied, and so it's a very interesting mix.
No, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. I mean, like I said, I'm super extroverted, so I love talking to new people. It gives me opportunities to, learn more about the world when I meet people that are different than myself. So I like meeting people that are not carbon copies of who I am.
Well, it's a very accepting lifestyle, as you guys have figured out. And so we find that there's such a common bond when these people come together that you're going to find that despite religious differences, despite political differences and all these differences everybody has in the world, at least we can come together on this one lifestyle. I keep calling it that. I just don't know another word. Community, yeah, that we've formed and that is so accepting, it really, really is. And we kind of get it. Everybody kind of gets it because they're experiencing it. And everybody experiences it a little differently too, which is quite interesting. And we try to explore all these different topics and subjects and nuances, and it's a very fluid lifestyle. It doesn't work the same for everyone. It's not black and white, as obviously as you guys have experienced, right?
Yep.
So, Andrew, you're going to be mingling with the ladies, but, you got this monogamous... Oh, no, this platonic, sorry. What did you guys call it earlier? You called it a platonic...
Yeah, I don't know.
Monogamous?
We're
definitely not monogamous.
We're not monogamous at all. That would not work. I don't think my fiance would be okay with that one.
Yeah.
It's a thoroughly developed friendship and also a platonic arrangement.
There you go. Yeah.
And one of the things that makes me happy is supporting her career goals.
Yeah,
That's really important. That she's interested in something further.
Now, are you just working right now? What's your situation?
I work.
All right, back to Andrew.
Yep.
What do you think your monthly sugar dating budget looks like?
Okay.
I know mine. It is not pretty.
It's budgeted.
We budget really well. Both of us do.
The her allowance and the PPM with I have a sugar baby who lives within a walking distance of me.
Nice.
And she wants just discreet.
Yeah.
So she comes over, we spend a few hours together. We both leave happy. So
yeah,
that combines to what's about equal to a typical, my previous full-time arrangements have been.
Okay.
And then this new young lady is expensive
Yeah.
because you have to fly
She's
her.
worth it. She's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're starting to fly them and dating them from different cities.
Yep.
Yeah.
And paying for hotel rooms, and hey, I had to pay for 2 different women to come to this. So
If you want to, you can just say my allowance if that helps. I think he wants numbers. You're allergic to numbers.
Well, I'll tell you what, our audience loves hearing details.
okay, so my previous arrangements have been about $5,000.
Okay.
When they're monthly, she's half.
yes.
Okay.
My monthly allowance is $2,500.
Okay. I think that's fair. I remember I had a girl, now this was 2021, and hers was between $2,500 to $3,000 a month, but Alejandra's much more than that.
Yep.
Much, much more.
Well, yeah, it doesn't count travel. It doesn't count dinners and Ubering her the 90 miles.
I drive sometimes, but sometimes
Yeah.
it's hard. Sometimes it's hard.
I get cookies and cake in return. So.
Oh, I'm good at baking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you can have one of the cookies.
Did you bring them with you?
You can have one tomorrow.
So, but at this point, my life is paid for in a good way.
Yeah.
So I'm not concerned.
Now, after all these years that you've been doing this,
Yep.
what would be some good advice that you would give somebody if they were considering sugar dating?
Here, I didn't tell you about my one. I don't get scammed for some reason.
You don't get scammed?
The only I emailed you about the only even close to getting scammed. The woman who I met, who was an Ivy League graduate, who didn't want allowance at all, just wanted experiences. And she had 3 sugar daddies that I knew of, and she was sleeping with all of us, or she was sleeping with those 2. And she wanted to only have intercourse with no protection. And I refused.
Most guys would jump at that.
With somebody who was the week earlier with a guy, with another guy.
Yeah. No, that's smart.
And it turned out she got pregnant from the other guy.
Really?
She kept the baby and she won child support. And his free trip to Hawaii with a really hot girl turned into 18 years of child support. That's a great scam.
Yeah.
I mean, she was doing it on purpose,
Right.
I think.
Wow.
I actually had lunch with her a couple of weeks ago, met her daughter. I've yet to get somebody who, I've had multiple no-shows, but that's different than,
Yeah, I get that all the time.
yeah.
It's annoying.
But I'm pretty thorough about really reading bios and really having a conversation with somebody before I ever get to meet them.
Yeah.
And I won't agree to give somebody money before I meet them.
Now, do you reach out first to everybody?
About 70% of the time.
Yeah.
Although I'm not active on Seeking anymore.
No, you're not.
No, I'm getting more emails since I discontinued my account than I did ever before.
What do you mean?
I'm getting like 7 to 10 emails a day. I'm older than you, and I'm shorter than you, and I'm heavier than you, so I'm going to have less activity. But all of a sudden, I'm getting all the emails. I can't read them because
It's
I'm
the
not a member.
algorithm.
Oh, okay.
But
They want him to sign back up.
they keep, and they give you the 20% off thing every time I log in.
Yeah. Have you ever tried any other sites?
Not for sugar. I mean, I've been on JDate.
JDate?
Yes, that's a long time ago. Does it still exist?
Probably. I know I had a boss. He met his wife on JDate.
Yep.
Back in, 20-something years ago when I was in the restaurant business.
I have some relatives who've met their wives on Hinge and on Tinder.
Yeah.
I met Poe on Tinder.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Now, you being from the Midwest, have you gone down the farmers only?
He's not a farmer.
There is nothing farther away from who I am.
Yeah.
I think farming would not suit
Yeah.
you. Nor would it me.
Growing up, we had our little garden that we grew corn and.
So it's time to be a farmer.
Yes.
Cool.
No, it's okay.
So, does anybody ever ask you where you guys met?
When I've said, because they know I'm almost everybody. I'm not shy about the fact that I'm sugaring.
Yeah.
The sugar website, or sometimes they'll say just online.
Yeah, online. But yeah, the problem is when you say, online, the very next question is like, which site? Very next question. Because people just are curious. They want to know.
Well, maybe that's one of the advantages of the rebranding. And you can say seeking, and they'll all think, oh, it's just for upscale dating.
Yeah. Now that it's changed from seeking arrangement to seeking, it's, a little bit easier, I guess. But Lily, she'll never admit that she met Trucker on a sugar dating site to her family or friends, and that she'll never admit it. They say, I think their cover is Match or something like that. Alejandra told her mom forever that we met at the gym, and then her mom goes to the gym, and then she's like, there's no guys walking around like this. You didn't meet him at the gym. And he's 30 years older than you. I don't think you met him at the gym. And she finally confessed that we met. I don't know if she said on Seeking, but she finally confessed that we did meet online and that I'm a sugar daddy. She's not dumb. It was pretty obvious. Because, Alejandra hasn't really worked, and she always has money in her pocket. So I've been taking care of her.
Yeah. Well, the difference also is I live in and my family's in the Midwest.
Uh-huh.
They would have no idea. Although one Thanksgiving I had a sugar date in my sister asked how old the woman I was going out with meeting. I lied because the woman was 27. And I said in her mid-40s, my sister says, that's too young for you.
Too young. So you don't ever take any sugar babies to family functions?
No, I have no family functions to take them to.
No?
Here, because
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
gotta be intentional.
Right. I've taken a couple home with me, met my family. Yeah. Well, one of them I dated for 2.5 years. So, and then Alejandra, now we're 3 years. So,
Yeah. My anticipation is eventually Andrew will meet my family because he'll come to my wedding and my parents will be there. So,
do you have a wedding planned?
no, my fiance is also a
Okay.
so we have to wait until some things happen. Yeah. We're both aiming to be,
Okay.
It's crazy. We talk about how we were destined, how when we met, we were destined to be, like lifelong partners, because when we met, both of us were aiming to do, both of us were within 3 IQ points of each other, and both of us had peed on men before.
There's your common bond.
So that really, really
Now,
just seals
when
it.
your fiance was on Seeking as a sugar baby, did they have traditional sex with men?
Yes. They're very into hookup kind of stuff.
Okay, so they like it.
Yes.
It does. They find pleasure from it.
Yes.
But they're just not attracted to be with one.
No, they've had boyfriends and stuff before. They're not marrying one.
Okay, yeah. Is your partner more on the masculine side?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I would say.
very good.
I agree. I've met them.
Yeah, they've met. They get along.
What do you think?
When I think about them,
Yeah.
they're a very interesting, educated person. So,
Yeah. You guys get along?
yeah.
Yeah. We were going to go whale watching at some point.
Whale watching.
Yeah.
There you go.
We live on the coast.
Yeah.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
What do you like to do for fun there, Andrew?
I take pictures.
That's your
Photography.
enjoyment.
Yeah, I'm not.
And workshops, you do a lot of
I do
learning.
A lot of, yes, and I do a lot of education stuff.
Good.
I go and go lecture a lot of lectures.
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of TV.
Travel.
Travel. As I said, I travel 6 months a year.
Let's say I'm going to plan a vacation this year and I want to go someplace fabulous. What would you recommend?
Iceland's up there.
Where? Iceland? Yeah.
My favorite place in the world is Jerusalem, but you're not going there.
No, no. We're not going to Jerusalem right now.
After that, Iceland, Amsterdam, Edinburgh. I loved Australia. I was there last year.
Really? What part of Australia?
I went to Sydney and then I went to Perth.
Oh, you went to Perth?
And then I did a cruise in this really obscure place called the Kimberley.
Okay.
And it's stunning.
Yeah.
So
Now, where have you guys been together?
We've taken 3 major trips. First, we scoped out whether we could travel together. We went to Vegas. No, 4 major trips. Then we went to San Diego for Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. We went to Alaska for a week. Where we went to,
Now, I've heard great things about Alaska.
We went to Denali. We went to Gates of the Arctic. It was lovely. Mm-hmm. And then we went to Iceland, Amsterdam, Brussels, big old 2
How long of a trip was that?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes.
Did you guys get along fantastically the whole time?
I think he was getting sick of me at certain points.
Yeah.
But I had a fantastic time. Definitely my favorite trip I've ever been on.
Yeah.
Part of it is she told me that Iceland was the number one place on her list.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love Iceland, so.
And
Well,
he was
incredible.
the guy to go. He was the guy to go with because the photos I got are really spectacular.
Wow. So you're creating these beautiful memories and getting to see things that normal people actually don't get to see.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's very surreal sometimes.
Very good.
We think we're doing Japan, but I haven't yet booked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see.
And I've never been to Japan. So.
Yeah.
There's some really crazy things to see in Japan.
So Andrew, as we wrap up, what inspired you to say, hey, I want to come to the Sugarpalooza?
The fact that she was already accepted.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. You're the one who introduced her, right?
That was
To the
like a year and a
podcast
half
or
ago
what?
when we met.
Yeah, I introduced you to the podcast, yes.
Okay.
But in terms of coming to the party,
That was her idea?
yes.
Yep. He said I should apply, and the girls in the group chat and the sugar circle said I should apply. So I applied. Then I got in, and then I was like, oh, well, I'm going. And I think he had FOMO. He was like, I got to make sure I get to join. So
Yeah.
then we made a whole thing of it. We road tripped here. We drove from
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you. I appreciate you guys coming in today. This was a fun and unique interview, to say the least. But it just goes to show you, sugar dating is not black and white. It can be very enjoyable, and you can have the time of your life.
Yeah.
And fuck what people think and fuck what people say about it. If you want to live this lifestyle, it's your life, right?
Yeah.
There is a lot of platonics don't exist on SLF, and thinking that, oh, you're a loser because you can't, I mean, you're not even having sex with her.
Yeah.
But I'm ecstatically happy. So what difference
Yeah.
does anybody else think?
Yeah. Who cares?
My entire allowance goes into a fund that's going to help me buy my first house. Mm-hmm. I pay for my own lifestyle. He's just helping me support my future in a way and pay it forward so that I have a better life that I can lead. And I really appreciate that.
Well, I think it's absolutely a beautiful relationship, and very happy for you guys. I don't know how long do you anticipate it going on? Not all relationships go forever, but
Yeah, we might go back to PPM when I start my, but I expect to text at least once, a couple times a week.
Yeah.
Until one of us unfortunately bites the dust.
great. Well, I hope you guys have a fantastic time when you're here this weekend. The weather actually is going to cooperate. I just looked. It's supposed to be like 114 tomorrow, which is Thursday, but Sunday 101, which is balmy paradise in Arizona. I'm not kidding you.
It's paradise with a pool.
Yeah, it'll feel great. The nights are going to, I think I saw the low in the 70s. Oh, it's going to be such a fun time. I can't wait. We've been looking forward to this for, 7 months now, I think. So all the planning, and I mean, we're spending, I think I told them the video today, I think we're spending about $60,000 on this party. So it's going to be a banger. The suites for Shakira. You a Shakira fan?
I know 3 of her songs.
Doesn't matter.
And I love dancing.
If you love dancing, it's high energy. She's got some great slow songs too, but I've cheated a little bit. I watched some of the concerts that she's put on in other cities just to kind of get a vibe for it, and you guys you're gonna love it. And just hanging out in the suite, it's so fun.
Yeah, I like the
comfortable.
idea that at any point in time I could do a shot.
You can do a shot. You can sit on the couch. You can chat with other people. Yeah,
He's laughing. He doesn't drink.
you don't
he
drink.
just tolerates me when I get
Good
tipsy.
for you. You're actually going to have more fun than the people who do. I promise
Actually,
you.
she's fabulous when she's tipsy.
Really?
What I say?
Are you a happy drunk?
Well,
Very
okay.
much.
I'm a happy drunk and I'm a funny drunk because what
You're
happens
funny?
is usually I only tell the jokes that I think are smart. When I'm drunk, I tell the jokes that I think are smart and the jokes I think are stupid. So twice the jokes.
Love it. I love it. You guys are making me really excited to see how this all goes this weekend, because I can already tell I'm going to enjoy having you two around.
Actually, if the after party, your place, she will be one of the first 2 or 3 people naked in the pool.
Oh,
absolutely.
there
I
will
plan to
be
be.
some naked people in the pool. There
plan to
always
be.
is. We've got it all ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime I have a pool where I'm not going to get in trouble for being naked in it, sign me up.
Yeah, I got all the cameras set up. We're good to go.
To film our pornography.
No, it's actually really innocent, but it's just a lot of beautiful people coming together and enjoying each other. It really is. So, All right. Well, thanks for coming in. If you guys want to share your crazy sugar dating stories, and we heard a few today, go to our website at secretsofasugardaddy.com, fill out the form, contact us. Another great way is through Instagram. I get messages 5 times a day on Instagram. Comes right to my phone. You guys heard my phone ding earlier. I swear it was an Instagram message. Comes right to me. I'm really bad about just stopping everything and reading them, so they are getting through. We do communicate a lot through that. We'd love a follow there. Yeah, and again, if you want to see and hear all about the craziness that's going to happen this weekend, we're going to have photos and videos on our Patreon. Of course, with the anonymity in mind of our guests, there will be blurred faces, but you'll get the idea of what's going on and how much fun it is. And hopefully, we'll see you at the next one. All right, until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.